What's going on, guys? It's your boy Matt Balloon 1115. Who doesn't love that great intro right there? Kevin MacLeod, if anybody's wondering who that is, that's who that is. I'm coming at you live from my basement. I got sidetracked already. God dang you, ADHD. We're going to talk about a few different things today. And for those of you that don't know or have been living under a rock, me and Amanda are now engaged. So we'll be talking about that today. I'm going to have her join me on the podcast just a little bit later on. And I will go over the topics of what I've wrote down today for the podcast. As you can see, my 128-inch projector screen behind me. We had a movie night with some friends last night. Of course, not last night. This week, I should say. Of course, safe, socially distanced, and masked up and everything. Nah, who am I kidding? We didn't do that. We're okay. Don't you worry about us. If you're interested, go ahead and check the description. I'll link all of the timestamps to all of my topics that I'm about to talk about in a second here. Let me just turn my microphone up. I feel like I'm a little bit low. Just going to turn it up. I don't know. Is that better? Sound good? All right, cool. Yeah, so some of the topics we're going to be talking about are obviously our engagement, everything that transpired that day. It's going to be exciting. Stay tuned for that. I also got new headphones. I don't know if you guys could tell. Probably didn't notice it since last video because I haven't posted much in a while. So, yeah, I got new headphones. I'll talk about those in a little bit. Got some teeth update. I know last video or podcast I was talking about getting my teeth fixed. What the heck is it? I always forget what it's called. A root canal. Thank you, brain. Can't forget. Yeah, so I got 2 root canals, and I just finished my last appointment 2 days ago, and I'll tell you all about that. I got some car problems that I fixed, and I'll let you know about that as well. And more videos to come, and I'll explain more in a second about that. And I've also got a new outro that I hope you really enjoy. So stay tuned to the end to watch, or listen, I should say, to that exciting outro that I made on the spot. Hopefully you enjoy that. If you did, hit that like button. Of course, hit that subscribe button as well. Let's get into this. So since Amanda's not here, we're going to talk about the engagement a little bit later when I go pick her up from work. Let's talk about my teeth update. So if you guys haven't already watched the first video, you can go ahead and do that right now. Just hit pause. I'll wait. All right, good. So basically, I had to get not my wisdom teeth. I already got my wisdom teeth out, and I've already talked about that as well. No, I had to get root canals done, specifically 2 of them, and they're on my right side of my mouth. So basically, the first initial appointment, they did the surgery of the root canal. The second surgery, they did the bridge work or whatever, and then they put like this filling on it. The third appointment was temporary teeth. So like they took out the filling, they bridged it up more or something, and then they put the temporaries in. And then 3 weeks later, which was 2 days ago, they finally put the permanent crown in. So it is a very, very long and exhausting process because my mouth is just over it already. God, imagine hating the dentist so much and then having to go for at least 4 appointments. And I know I'll have to go for more eventually for my left side because I know I need more work done, but I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, it sucks going in for at least 4 appointments and then having to pay a lot of money out of pocket as well because my insurance sucks. So I guess I'll be thankful for that insurance that I do have, but it's not great. I end up having to pay north of 2 grand out of pocket. Needless to say, I'm on a payment plan because I got to save up for my damn wedding. That's for sure. Uh, so anybody donations, the description down below. No, I'm kidding. If you want to donate, feel free, but don't. I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, we did pick out a date. I'll talk more about that with Amanda when she's here. Um, so yeah, I got that done. They feel okay so far. It's been 2 days since they've shoved them into my gums. Pretty much what they did. So my gums were hurting for a day or two. This is the third day, so they're doing all right. I am back to eating normal food. I am staying away from crunchy at the moment, but probably by this weekend, I should be able to eat some crunchy foods like crackers, chips, and pretzels and stuff like that. But for now, I'm sticking to like burgers, pasta, and softer stuff. For now, just to be on the safe side. I know it's not going to chip anything, and it probably won't hurt me, but I feel like is when I get the feeling back into my mouth of not being in pain, that'll help. That'll help enjoy my food more too. Uh, yeah, so I'll just go ahead and show the camera real quick what they look like because I know everybody's like, "Oh, what does they look like? What do they look like?" Or maybe one person might have said that, and they'll be like, "Oh, he's gonna show us." Okay, cool. So yeah, like I said, the right side of my mouth, there's two of them, the molars in the back. You'll see it in a second here. Let me just zoom into my camera with my face. Rah. Huh? Huh? I got it. There. They look like normal teeth, though, don't they? I mean, you could obviously tell that they're whiter than the other teeth because obviously they're new and they just got put in. But other than that, they look just like any other teeth. It's pretty cool. And compared to my left side, which is, wait for this. Oh yeah, you could tell the two back teeth there, not looking too pretty. So I'll eventually have to get those done too. But for now, I think the right side is done for now. Like I said, um, and we'll see what happens with the left side. I'm trying to wait till at least October. That's when my insurance renews itself, so that way I can uh, have another $1,000 towards that surgery because I think that was the cap they gave me was $1,000. So if you have more than $1,000 worth of mouth work done, you're pretty much paying out of pocket after that. It's kind of like a deductible where it's like, okay, you only pay $1,000, and then they pay the rest. Well, they only pay $1,000, and I pay the rest. So it's like the opposite of a deductible, if that makes sense. I'm sure most of you are familiar with that. If not, I have no idea. So moving on to my car problems that are being fixed or already are fixed. The last episode, I believe I talked about. I should have watched it. I don't know why I didn't, but I'm just gonna speculate here and assume that I talked about the purge valve in my Ford Fusion. Now, I did replace the purge valve or had it replaced by Mavis Discount Tire, and they did a great job. It only took them, I don't know, maybe a week or so. They were just super busy, and I mean I can't fault them for that. But yeah, I gave them the part, bought it on Amazon for $50. Different um, part stores like AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts, they all wanted right around $100, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to pay for that much. So it ended up being about $50 on Amazon, maybe just south of that or north of that. Uh, and then I had them replace it. that cost me, I want to say 150, because I think they go like $100 an hour or something like that. It's crazy the rates these mechanics want, or charge, I should say. They it's one thing to want, it's definitely one thing to charge. So they definitely charged me $150. Uh so that was fun. So the whole project cost me about $200, which I guess is worth it considering I'm not going to embarrass myself at the gas station anymore when I put my gas and then start my car and then it doesn't start. Now it'll start after I put my gas. But I've also ran into another issue, and I I've already spoke to my mechanic and he said it's not a huge deal, but it could be bothersome after a while. I recently had this issue where when I started my car, excuse me, I'm boring myself. I know I'm probably boring everybody else too. Uh, when I started my car, and this doesn't have to be after I pump the gas. It's just random anytime. Every once in a while, when I start my car, it'll stutter, it'll shake, not violently, but enough to turn the engine off, and then I'll have to restart the car, and then it cranks a lot before it actually starts the second time, but it does start every single time. So I don't know what to think about it. It's a little bit scary. So sometimes when I start the car, I'll immediately put it in drive or reverse, and then maybe a couple seconds later, it'll start vibrating, and I'll be like, "Ah, crap! I gotta go turn this car off." And then one time I was turning into onto an intersection, and the car turned off, and I was like, "Oh boy, here we go." So threw it in park, turned it off, turned it back on, crank, 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 crank. Started, turned it back in drive, and then floored it. And I was like, that was embarrassing." But needless to say, I just try to wait a few more seconds before I take off anymore, just to prevent myself from having the car turn off while I was driving, because that's a little scary. Um, Also, if you've never had that issue before, if you've accidentally turned your car off while it was in drive, or if it your car turned off while it was in drive, keep in mind that you have to put it in park to take the keys out of the ignition. I learned that a while ago when that happened to me the one time. I accidentally turned my car off while I was at a red light, and I was in drive, just had my foot on the brake. I didn't think anything of it. I I was just trying to take the keys out of the ignition so I could start it again. Also, you can't start the car while it's in drive. You have to have it in park. And I was just trying to start it. I'm like, why isn't this starting? I'm at a red light, or well, green light at the moment. People are honking at me like, what is this? What is this guy doing? So I turn my flashers on. People are flying past me, throwing the middle fingers like, F you, man, F you, or whatever. And then the one guy finally stops and says, "Are you all right, man?" I'm like, "I don't know. My car doesn't start." And I can't take the keys out of the ignition. And he goes, "Did you put it in park?" And I go, "Did not think of that." So I put the foot on the brake, put it in park. Keys came right out, started right up. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so embarrassing." So to save yourself from the embarrassment, keep that in mind. It's a little tidbit I have for you. Hopefully that somehow helps you. I don't know. Maybe that's a life lesson that you may have never knew you needed, but I gave it to you anyway. You're welcome. Uh, Continuing on, this podcast, I want to do it at least once a month, because I feel like if I do it weekly, I'm not going to have enough updates to entertain everybody. So once a month, I think is fine. And that's pretty much all I have the time for anyway. uh, I've been gaining a few subscribers here and there, which is nice, and I appreciate all of the new ones. Uh, I'm gonna be yeah. So like I said, Ballooneytoons podcast once a month, and I'm gonna try to do at least one video a week, if not two. Especially if I'm bringing back Snack Time with Matt and Amanda, because I know that was popular. That was bringing in quite a lot of views weekly, at least. And another thing I want to try to start doing more of is reviewing products, like product reviews. Um, I know some of you joined me from the mask review that I did a week or two ago, and are still following me for that, and I appreciate it. I'm going to be doing a few more reviews about either masks or products that I've purchased recently on Amazon. Um, Usually, I try to find products that don't have too many reviews on YouTube and then do a review on YouTube because if I'm searching for it, I'm sure a lot of other people are searching for it. That's kind of how I managed to get the highest amount of views on my one video that I posted years ago about uh, the iPhone discoloration fix or whatever. I don't remember, iOS update, color filters fix. I'm probably gonna make another video about that because there's a new way to do it now, and that has over like 50,000 views, which I know for most people that's nothing, but for me and a small channel of 300 to 320 subscribers at the moment, that's a lot. So keep watching that video. Keep watching all my other videos. I appreciate the support and the views. That always helps. And make sure you hit the like button on all my videos to help them get out to the algorithm of YouTube. Uh, Algorithm's a fun word. And if those of you guys don't know, you can't solve a Rubik's Cube by just doing one pattern at a time. You have to use an algorithm. There's a fancy word for the day, an algorithm. If you didn't look it up, just look it up. I'm telling you, you solve a Rubik's Cube by solving it with an algorithm. That's how I solved it. You can go watch my old YouTube video. I think I didn't delete it yet. I don't know if I did or not. An old video that I made of me solving the Rubik's Cube. I currently can't remember the last step of solving it, but I can get pretty far, and I still remember those algorithms in my head. I know I'm boring you already. I'm sorry. So yeah, those are more videos to come. Product reviews, snack time with Matt and Amanda, newly engaged Matt and Amanda, should I mention. Uh, and the reason I was putting a pause on that, and I'm sure you guys have already known, was because of my teeth, and I've already told you about that. So now that my teeth are fixed, I can eat a lot more foods, and we could do a lot more reviews. More specifically, I definitely want to try to do more donut reviews because me and Amanda, that's our thing. We love donuts. We love traveling. And we always go to a donut shop of a local place that we go to and a local mall as well. So if we go, eventually we'll go on a road trip, hopefully soon because I really miss it. Stupid COVID and everything. But if we do go on a road trip, I definitely want to try to get a vlog in because I know I've done those in the past and I enjoyed watching them. I'm sure most people probably did too. If you go back to my videos, I know I'm telling everybody just go watch all this, go watch that, go watch it. Just take your time and go through my channel, see if you like something. Go ahead and hit the like button or comment on that video. I will subscribe. Well, I'll subscribe to you if you comment on any of my videos, but uh, if you go back and comment on any video of mine besides this one, either or, I'll reply to your comment with a heart and something nice, something positive. Let's keep it positive, folks. All right, because I'm all about positivity. I'm wearing Earl Davis Jr. hat, by the way. So that's your yee of the day. What else? All right, topics. What do we got? So yeah, that's pretty much it for. I didn't really have many topics to talk about, to be honest with you. I will say that today is Thursday, February 25th. That's the day I'm recording this. I asked my then girlfriend, now fiance, to marry me on February 13th, which is the day before Valentine's Day. So keep that in mind. It was the day before Valentine's Day, not on Valentine's Day, because I don't do that stereotypical crap. And it was a very, very fun day, and I will talk about that when Amanda gets here. I've got to go pick her up in about nope, not 40 minutes. That would be bad. 30 minutes. I'll go pick her up. I'll bring her in, and there's a second microphone that's off camera. You can't really see it. I'll try to fix it so that way we'll both be in the camera. We can both talk to each other, and yeah, I'll be right back with Amanda, aka my fiance. And we're back and better than ever because who else do we have but Amanda, also known as my fiance. She showed the ring. There you go. We'll show more of that in a second, but I brought her on here because we obviously wanted to talk about the day that we got engaged, and we'll start off with waking up that day and not knowing that was the day that I was going to propose to her. It was very spontaneous in a way. That's just me, though. That's just me. I mean,
Yeah,
Amanda knows me
very
the most.
Spontaneous.
I'm a very spontaneous person. So, when that morning came, we decided to do some Instacart. That was the goal. Well, me. And then on my way back home from delivering an order, something just clicked in my head and said, turn around and go straight to the mall and buy a diamond ring. Because that night we already had plans to go to Jim Thorpe, which is where I proposed to her. It's a cute little town in Pennsylvania. If you've never been there, look it up. It's really pretty. Oh, there's a cameo from Tigger.
Hi.
And it's a really cute Tigger. We're trying to be cute and serious here. It's a very nice town, but we've been there before. What was it? Twice now? 3 times?
Well, that was our second time being there.
That was our second time being there, so we kind of knew what it's all about, and that helped my. Excuse me. That helped my decision on picking that specific place to do it. So, I will fill you in on everything that happened that day. So, like I said, something in my brain clicked on my way home from doing that Instacart order. I went to the mall and I called my mom and I said, "Mom, I'm gonna buy a diamond ring," and and she didn't know really what to say, but she was very happy for me. Uh, and I think she was more worried about it because Valentine's Day was the next day, and she was like, "Oh, don't do it on Valentine's Day because that's what your father did to me so many years ago." And I said, "Mom, I'm not gonna do it on Valentine's Day. I'm gonna do it tonight." And she goes, "What?" And I didn't really have a plan on how I was gonna do it. I just didn't come up with a plan. I just said I need to buy the ring first, and I'll figure it out later. So that's what I did. I went to the mall, called my mom, and then I waited in line for about 10 minutes because it was the day before Valentine's Day. So K Jewelers was pretty busy. I was like third in line when I got there, so I had a lot of time on my hands to think about things. Uh, One of those things being that I needed to make sure Amanda's parents were okay with it. I needed to make sure I asked permission from her father because I know that was her wishes. Uh, when we were talking about this for years and years, when the time came to asking her, I needed to make sure I had permission from her parents. So that was going through my mind along with 1,000 other things. So that was cool. So I finally got the ring. And earlier that week, I was asking her about like the style of ring she would want if we were ever to get engaged or married. And she was just telling me that she wanted something skinny, not like like a fat ring, I guess.
Yeah, not like a big stone or anything.
And not a big stone either. So, and not like the typical diamond shape, right? Or what was it?
No, I
Circle.
want it I want it round.
She wanted a. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I'm sorry. But she wanted a round diamond, but nothing fancy. So I said, okay, no problem. So that week I was researching stuff on K Jewelers because I already had a credit there that was ready to go. I didn't have to sign up for anything. It was good to go. So I'm searching and searching, and then I found this one that was really cute. and it said it was in store. So I was like, oh, even better. Uh, and I didn't think anything of it, but I saved it to my phone just in case. And fast forward to that Saturday, just before, I want to say 10 o'clock, maybe even 11. Uh, that's when I went to go to Case, and I showed the picture to the clerk, and she's like, "Oh, follow me right here." And then boom, she at first she actually pulled out the wrong ring, and I was like, "Oh, this is so pretty." And then she's like, "Oh, wait, give me that back. That's the wrong one." So I was like, "Oh crap, okay." So and then she gave me the right one, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so beautiful." And I know Amanda's gonna love it. And obviously a million things were going through my mind, but I was smiling like a crazy person through my mask. Of course, you can't really see me because I'm in the store. Uh, but yeah, so I was just really, really nervous, but excited and anxious, and still trying to figure out how I was going to do it, and everything like that. So fast forward, I get home, or actually no, I at first I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't just go home straight away because Amanda's gonna be like, why did it take you so long to come home after an Instacart order? And she knew where I was going too. It was like close to Dixon City and everything, which is only 10 to 12 minutes away from our house. So I had to come up with an excuse so she didn't get like, I don't know,
Concerned.
tipped off or concerned or anything like that. So I told my buddy Seamus, if Amanda asks, I'm at your house and we're hanging out and you're showing me your new Pokemon cards, because Seamus really loves Pokemon cards and he recently got more into it than ever before, and he still loves them. Shout out to you, buddy. And so yeah, and I hit him up. I said, well, maybe we should just actually hang out. So I went over to his house after I got the ring, and the first thing I did was show him the ring, and he's like, bro. Then he gave me a really big hug and said, "Dude, congratulations." And I'm like, "Ah, it's not hasn't happened yet, but yeah, that's this is definitely the next biggest step in my life, for sure." So he showed me a couple of Pokemon cards. We hung out for about a half hour, and I said, "All right, we got to get going," because I already told Amanda that I wanted to leave for Jim Thorpe around 1 o'clock, and it was already just past 2. No, it was past. It was past like 12:30. It was close to 1 o'clock.
I think it might have been closer to 2, honestly.
It might have been closer to 2. I don't know. We definitely did not leave for Jim Thorpe the time that we were supposed to, and I don't even know how Amanda didn't get suspicious about that. But moving on. So I got home after being at Seamus's house. The ring is now in my pocket of my jacket, and I set the jacket on a kitchen table. And I went straight upstairs because this is how I was gonna do it. I was gonna tell Amanda I'm getting changed to go to Jim Thorpe because she was downstairs in the kitchen, and then I went upstairs to go call her parents because I knew that was the next step I needed to make. And this was the struggling part, was because her parents are known to not answer the phone, mostly because they're out in the middle of nowhere and their phone connection's terrible, and a bunch of other excuses. Amanda could tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
She knows. They're ridiculously hard to get a hold of, but I called, no answer. I don't even remember how many times I called, but eventually her mom called me back and said, what's going on? You never call me. Uh, she was like concerned almost, to the point where it was like, is everything okay? Is Amanda okay? I'm like, yes, everything's fine. And then I told her what my plan was. And she's like, okay, well, her father was in the shower at the time, so they were going to have to call me back. So I was like, oh, crap. Now I have to stall even longer to wait for her father to get out of the shower. But luckily, they already spoke to each other when they called me, so I didn't have to tell them again. So I told her mother that I was looking to put a ring on Amanda's finger, and that was pretty much the end of that conversation. Fast forward, maybe a half hour goes by, and I'm still up in my room. Amanda's like, "What is he doing up there?" What was going through your mind when I was up there?
I was like, why are you taking
Up to the microphone.
I was like, why are you taking so long to get ready? Like, can't you just pick out an outfit?
Yeah,
You were
because I'm
like
pretty quick at
me when it comes to picking out outfits.
I'm pretty quick at finding an outfit and just going with it. So I'm sure Amanda was like, okay, what is going on? So I had to come up with another excuse. So I started making the bed or changing the sheets, making the bed, folding some laundry, doing whatever I could possible to just milk the time. So that way I could still keep away from Amanda just in case her parents call me back. And that was a whole struggle in itself. So I think a half hour went by, and I said, okay, well, I'm just going to have to hope that they don't call me on the way to Jim Thorpe. So I went downstairs. Amanda's in the kitchen. She's like, oh, you're finally ready? And I go, yep. Just got to. I don't remember what I said, but like as soon as I came downstairs, her parents call me. I'm like, oh, what timing is this? So I bolted straight downstairs to my basement, which is where we are, into my laundry room, which is another door. So extra confidentiality, if you want to call it that. And then I answered the phone. I said, hello. And then it was her parents, like on speakerphone. Excuse me. I can't remember exactly what they said, but I know for a fact. I don't know why I'm yawning. I know for a fact that they said that they will allow me to marry her as long as I treat her like a princess. And I agreed to that, of course. And then it's almost seemed like her dad was getting emotional and saying, I want to walk her down the aisle. And I'm like, well, that's what fathers do. So yeah, that makes sense.
I'm his firstborn. He's never done that before.
Yes. If those of you guys who don't know, Amanda is the firstborn child of the 4 that they had. She has 1 younger sister and 2 younger brothers. And one of her younger brothers is having a baby this next month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next month. So we're gonna be an uncle and an aunt. Fun. We might bring them on a video sometime in the future, but yeah. So for now, that's basically what they want me to do. They just treat her like a princess, and you only get 1 shot at this. So I was like, okay, no problem, I got that. So I hung up with them. And then I had to come up with an excuse why I went downstairs. So I came up the stairs and I held up, what was it, a t-shirt? I held up an option, right?
Yeah, sure.
A shirt and a vest. And I said, does this look good to you by any chance? Because I was in the laundry room for a while, and she's like, what is he doing? She didn't know I was in the laundry room. She just figured I was downstairs putzing around. But I told her I was in the laundry room looking for a specific shirt to wear for Jim Thorpe. And it's funny because if you ever go back to the video of me proposing to her, that was the shirt that I brought upstairs from the laundry room when I was talking to her parents. So all that had some good stuff to do with it. And so, yeah, the shirt and the vest combo, that's what you saw in the video from the proposal. Thank you. And then, yeah, so that was the last step that I needed to do it. So all the signs were pointing to yes, just go for it. And that's basically what I did. So we went to Jim Thorpe, and I played everything off pretty cool. Did you think that I was acting a little funny that day?
Not really. I mean, like, we were going down there for the, like, what is it? Like,
Your microphone.
We were going down there for, like, a Luminary Festival because we didn't have any plans for Valentine's Day, and then I saw that on Facebook. I was like, oh, that'd be a good idea, even though it's the day before Valentine's.
Mm-hmm. I figure. So, yeah, we went down to Jim Thorpe. It was a really fun road trip. I tried to take as many pictures and videos as I could to keep memory of the day specifically. So we get there, we park in this lot, and the first thing I do is I open the door, and there's this cute young couple, I would say, walking past, and I asked the guy a question. I'm like, hey, do you have to pay for parking? And do you remember what he said? He just said...
He just said, I've been here for 2 hours and I haven't, or something.
He
like that.
he was there for 2 hours, and He said a couple more curse words, but I'm not going to repeat what he said.
Okay, let's just move on with the story.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember everything. So we just go to a few different consignment shops, and we're looking for stuff for our house or gifts to purchase for our parents, my mom specifically. And we found this really cute sign that says, "You are my sunshine," which my mom still calls me Sunshine, and she always did when I was a kid. So I thought that was a really cute sign. So I purchased that. We went to what was that Harry Potter place called?
Muggles Mug.
Oh, Muggles Mug. Muggles Mug.
Muggles Mug.
Muggles Mug, which is a Harry Potter themed coffee shop in Jim Thorpe. It was really cool. And we've been there before. So I got a hot chocolate. Amanda got a latte?
A butterbeer latte.
A butter beer latte. Try saying that 20 times fast. So we got those. It wasn't my favorite.
It was my favorite.
I've had better hot chocolate.
I loved it. It was so good.
Amanda loved it. I tried to make the night as memorable as possible. Holding her hand, taking pictures, other stuff like that. So, fast forward to right about the time that I was about to propose to her, and we're looking for a place to take a picture because, Amanda.
Because we wanted to take a picture because you had your camera because you're a photographer. So we found a statue. And I was like, oh, this would be a nice place to take a picture together. And I didn't know what the statue was about. And
Yeah, when we go on road trips, we like to take pictures in front of like the destination that we've been to, or like a cool place that we've been to. And we figured a cool place in Jim Thorpe would be. At first, I thought a statue, and that was just a dumb idea. Like,
yeah,
we
and
just-
then
we were thinking to ourselves, like, what? We don't even know what the statue means.
Yeah, and I was standing there, and I was like, it's a little dark.
It was towering over us in a dark alleyway.
Yeah,
and
and
it was cold as
like,
hell.
okay, this is a little, maybe not like the most picturesque place. So then we went to the train station where they had like all these really pretty lights up, and I was like, oh, this is the spot. Like, this is where we should take a picture because it would look really beautiful in the background.
Yep. So yeah, and then you could see the video on my YouTube channel if you go down a couple videos, and you could see what happened. Basically, I just pretended to take a photo using a remote that actually does work to take photos, but only works on my phone, not my DSLR camera that I use for photography. So I was just clicking it, pretending I was taking a photo, but I actually hit the record button, and you could see that in the video. And I made sure to test the audio before I took the video to make sure it sounded okay. You could somewhat hear me. And then I just put captions to that video as well, so you can understand what I was saying. But yeah, long story short.
Yeah, so pretty much the main gist of it is that he got down on one knee. I started bawling my eyes out, and I like held my chest. I was like, no, because I couldn't believe like that it was happening.
It was a total surprise to her.
And then I was like, after he asked me, I was like, are you serious? And he goes, yeah. And then I looked at him again. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I just couldn't believe it. But
yeah, she
of
asked
course,
twice.
Wait, where's the camera?
Right there.
Of course I said, that's not going to focus.
It'll focus.
What?
Wait,
No.
let me turn the light off. There you go.
Yeah, so I said yes.
It's a pretty diamond ring.
It's beautiful. I love it so much. I look at it every day. And I look at him every day. And I'm like, we're engaged. And he's like, we're engaged. And he probably gets really annoyed with me saying that. But then
Nope,
he'll look at me and he'll be like, you're my fancy. And I'm like, I'm your fancy. Because we're just children like that.
Yep. Fiance is like a cool word, but I think I like fancy better. You're my fancy. And then after we got out of there, before we got frostbite on our fingers because it was just ice cold that day, we practically grabbed all the equipment that we dropped because we were taking the photo. grabbed the jackets, the equipment, the backpack, all the other good stuff.
Got in the car. Okay,
We
let's
ran
keep
to the
going.
car. We ran to the car. Fast forward, on our way home, we called our parents, told them the news. They were excited. Long story short, we get home, and I had this awesome surprise. No thanks to our friend Chrissy. She is amazing. She's one of our best friends that we've ever had.
She said Cassie helped out too. So.
And Cassie, the whole group showed up. Amanda's friends, we all surprised Amanda when she got home with a little celebration party with some champagne and a lot, and I mean a lot of confetti, and some
cake
balloons
and pizza
and cake and pizza. It was a whole shebang, but the whole day was just really, really memorable, and I know that it'll be in my heart forever.
And in my heart forever, because I get to spend forever with you.
Forever and ever. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of our engagement day, I guess you want to call it. There's a lot more details that I can get into, but
just watch the video.
Watch the video. We're in a hurry. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. And subscribe for more videos. Do you love the way she looks at me? It's so cute. And we'll see you in the next video.
And hopefully one day you get a fancy like mine.
Yes. You'll get a fancy. Everybody gets fancy. You get a fancy. You get a fancy. You get a fancy. I can't pull out my phone to do my outro music, but here is a special outro song that I wrote and produced. I don't have a name for it. It's just a rap. Enjoy. See you later. Peace.
Yeah. Thank you for making it to the end of my video. Please consider subscribing to help me make some real dough. And then I'll pay you back with the juicy content that I produce, though. And then I promise it'll make it better than my rap skills, yo. Yeah. Hit the subscribe button. And then the like button.